we've been given special permission to search this mountain road here in Borneo for one of the rarest and most undocumented snakes on the planet. The Malcolm's pit viper is not only mysterious, but no one's ever filmed a fully grown adult, and no one really knows the full effects of its toxic venom. If we find this colorful viper, this will be one of the very first times it's ever been filmed in 4K. Let's go. People come out here for years and not find one of these snakes. This is a super, super rare species. Even if you don't like snakes, I will bet you that if when you see this one, we'll make a snake lover out of you. What was that? Is it? Got it. That is not a Malcolm's pit viper. Got it. We have a Saba pit viper here. She's a little feistier than I originally thought. Oh, she's not happy. We woke her up. Let's back up. Let's give her some more space, guys. We've got to give her a clear area. She's warranted to be a little cranky with us. Clearly, we took the snake out of its tree, out of its perch. This is an absolutely gorgeous pit viper. Look at it giving us that nice tail whip right there. Most vipers got heat sensing pits. She's looking right at me. She knows that I am the threat, so I'm gonna just turn this way. Oh, beautiful pose. Look at that S-curve. Perfect strike position. Look at how stunning her coloration is. Bright green. Those red eyes are specific to the Saba vipers that you will find here on Kinabalu. And this is what Kinabalu is known for. It's beautiful species of tropical snakes. Some of the most colorful snakes in the world can only be found here on this mountain. Okay, and she's off. And so are we. Let's keep searching, guys. Finding an adult Malcolm's pit viper won't be easy. They're more dangerous, more rare, and much larger than the Saba pit viper. This is the first snake that we have seen out here in Kinabalu. We have been looking for snakes all night. We're pulling out all the stops. We've got some of the best experts out searching with us tonight. We need as many eyes looking into this forest as possible. These are super elusive and camouflage snakes, one that people travel from all over the world to find. Hey Lockie, have you ever seen a Malcolm's pit viper before?
Never.
With the help of Lockie Gilding, our regional reptile expert, we will hopefully track down this mythical snake and avoid its mysterious venom, which we know is super toxic. Got a tiny little gecko here. Ow, ow, he bit me. Calm down, buddy. This is a curved-toed gecko. They're called a curved-toed gecko because look at the claws there. The feet are almost like hooks. Beautiful banded tail, beautiful cryptic patterning on the back. It's almost like a leopard. See that? Cool bands along the face. Take a peep at that eye. Geckos have the coolest eyes. Fun fact about geckos, they do not have eyelids, so they actually have to lick their eyeballs to keep them moist. We were to stay here long enough with this gecko, and he was gonna stop biting me. Look, he's biting me there. Come on, dude. Ah, am I being so mean? I know I disturb you, but dang, this guy's just laying into me. Got a good, okay. Well, that's one way to make friends, huh? That's how we do it? You kidding me?
He's a grumpy gecko.
Seriously, look at this. Just biting the living daylights out of my finger. Well, this is a good way to see a gecko. It's not really how I wanted this to go. You know, sometimes you take the opportunities that present themselves. I'm gonna put this gecko back where we found it. See you later, grumpy. With all these reptiles out on the prowl, I like our odds at finding one of these Malcolm pit vipers.
They are one of the hardest snakes to find in all of Asia, being only found here on this mountain range, and they like it when it's wet. You've got to time it to perfection, where you have the perfect temperature, humidity. If the moon's too bright, the snakes don't get active. You need to nail it all in order to even have a chance at finding these guys.
Oh my God. It's like a bat. Oh, it's on me. I got it. That's a cicada. All the things screeching and screaming out here in the rainforest. This is what's doing it. They vibrate this back plate. That's what makes it go. Look at those wings. Totally translucent. You want to see it fly away? Whoa. Oh! Ace, it's on you! Clearly the wildlife is out and about tonight, and the weather conditions are really looking good. I'm feeling lucky about finding the rare Malcolm's pit viper. When you're out searching the forest at night, one of the things that we're looking for is eye shine.
Well, what do we got, Mark?
This is a horned frog. Gently pick him up. Be cool, they'll be cool. So this is a Kobayashi horned frog. Now I've noticed a lot of the frogs here in Kinabalu, they don't have a flight response. You can kind of just casually go up and pick them up with your hand. Frogs I'm used to catching, you have to like grab them because they're gonna jump away. These frogs you can just casually pick up which is kind of nice. Get a chance to appreciate horned frogs like this one. There we go. Now you can really see him standing proud and tall. See those two horns right above the eye? That's why it's called a horned frog. It's puffing up right now as a defense display to make itself bigger. I actually think makes it look pretty cool. This one is looking like the leaf litter here. See that leaf? And there's many horned frogs all around the world, but this Kobayashi horned frog is endemic to Kinabalu. This one can only be found here at this park. So this is truly a rare sight in a creature I have never seen before. So it's always cool to find a new species. Kind of got a grumpy face, I won't lie. Not a very happy looking frog. Let's keep searching. Oh, whoa. Guys, look at that. This gecko munching on a cicada. Looks like a cicada that just molted because its wings aren't really there. So yeah, this cicada probably was just like coming up out of its shell, probably perched there drying out its wings. This gecko pounced it. That's a big meal for a gecko that size, but that's the same gecko species that just munched on my finger. You know, even though it wasn't able to break skin, they can chomp. We're not gonna disturb it. We're gonna let that gecko have its midnight snack. Lizards will hunt. And they aren't the only ones. It's mealtime out here. This is the moment where we really might stand to find the creature we're after. You never go into snake territory without a snake hook, and it really helps when you have experts on your team to help you find stuff. After searching for hours on end, nearly 2 whole nights of non-stop scouring, everything was about to change. What do we got, Mark? Snake. Snake right there, guys. It's a Malcolm's. That's the one.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Good spot, man. Time to reach now.
That's it, guys. Oh my goodness. We got one. This is a really good snake. Let me get the snake hook all the way out. Oh man. Now I gotta be careful because it may just slink down. Here, buddy. See if I can get it to start crawling this way. All right, watch out, guys. Just put it down. This is perfect. Hi, buddy. Oh my goodness. That is it, guys. I cannot believe we got one. There it is. This is the snake that we were after. It is a pit viper, guys. It's a heat sensing snake, so it's gonna be looking at me a lot, but I'm gonna try to get it to face the cameras because it came all this way. I want you guys to see the snake. We do not want to get bit by this snake. There can be no complacency with an unknown outcome like this. We have no idea what would happen if anyone were to be bit by this snake. We have not been able to find any record of a bite, so the effects of the venom are completely unknown to us. All we do know is that it would be a very serious bite and we'd be going straight to the hospital. And even with that, it could be a very dicey situation in terms of what would inevitably happen to you. Well, see that? You'd be really at the mercy of the medical professionals here in Borneo to potentially save your life. Could be a deadly snake bite with this one. We're not gonna push our luck with this. Oh, see? What a gorgeous, gorgeous tropical pit viper. And this isn't a boreal species, that's why it was, oh, hang on. Don't worry. He's just being a little active. Here we go. All right, that's good. This is a snake we hiked all the way up here for. This is why we traveled over 40 hours by airplane to this country. When it comes to snakes and the history of brave wilderness and filming our videos, this is the rarest snake that I have ever found by a landslide. And we're gonna try to capture some of the highest quality footage ever filmed of this species. What you're looking at right there, guys, is definitely a first. The scale pattern of this species. I mean, the face has these really pronounced scales. They almost look holographic. The coloration just jumps right off the skin. And it goes from a dark green to a lime green, and then the black between the scales. I think the head of the snake is almost unparalleled in how cool it looks. And look at those black eyes. Super intimidating tiger stripes. It looks like someone illustrated this snake, guys. I can't believe what I'm looking at. Andrew, have you ever seen a snake like this in your life?
I haven't. It is stunning. It has a captivating quality.
It really does, and it's almost, I mean, it's mesmerizing. Oh, striking at me. Don't worry, buddy. And then of course you've got the red tip on the tail that it uses as a warning flag. If this snake becomes threatened, it's going to wiggle this red tail, warning, I'm toxic. You're gonna take a bite if you get any closer. See, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. The fangs are coming out. What we're looking at here is likely an adult male. The females of this pit viper can grow 5 to 6 feet in length. I would say that this male, approaching 2.5 feet. If there's a cooler snake out there to find, I wanna know. I'm curious, everyone watching, tell me in the comments, because I wanna go find that snake too. But in terms of all of my wildlife adventures, I have never seen any snake this beautiful. Certainly not this rare. We were going for hours at a time without seeing a thing, let alone a snake. I cannot believe this snake actually exists, and I certainly am in shock that it's right here in front of us, that we actually found it. It is the coolest snake too. It's stunning. The coloration, unbeatable. The crown jewel of reptiles here at Mount Kinabalu in Borneo. Bam, we got it. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure. All right, guys, we're gonna set this snake up for some photographs. Who knows if we'll ever see one again. The acid spraying violin beetle in an effort to see if it's truly as dangerous as the local legends say. Let's get searching. Not only are they super unique looking, they are enormous and they possess a very dangerous defense mechanism. The violin beetle has the power to secrete and spray acid, which can make you go blind. And we're going to catch one. We just started our search here and we've already come across something really crazy looking. Check this out. Hold on tight if you have arachnophobia. That is a huge golden orb weaver. Wow, that is a giant one. Walk onto my hand. Oh boy.
Whoa!
Oh boy.
Watch out, Mark. He's on your back.
That's nerve-wracking. Where is he now?
He's on the back.
Right on your backpack. Right in the middle of your backpack. Yep. Gently.
Careful. He's coming back up.
Yep. He's climbing back up now.
Okay. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Whoa! Look at the size of that spider, guys. Oh my goodness. Look at that.
Now, is he dangerous at all?
These spiders possess a really painful bite. Luckily for me though, it takes a lot to agitate them enough to get a chomp. So if I just handle it carefully, I'll be just fine. Wow, what a spider. Are you kidding me? Look at the size. This is the biggest golden orb weaver spider I've ever seen. Well, this is a really good sign that we're on the right track. Up next, hopefully we find that giant insect that we're after. Let's put this spider back, keep moving up the stream. Ugh. These violin beetles are really good at hiding. Prefers darkness, tight crevices near water. So we are in the perfect spot to start our search. Crevices of rocks, fallen trees, and in between sheets of fungus, actually. All right, hey, Andrew, I'm gonna try to flip this log, see what's underneath this.
Do you have a good feeling about this spot? Well, big ant nest, huge ant nest.
Where?
Up top, right by your hand. Watch out.
It got me. Oh, first sting in Thailand. Got nailed by some kind of fire ant. Yeah, they definitely sting. Look at that, jeez. Lit me up. All right, guys hear that? Oh, monkey. Guys, bring your cameras over here.
Oh, cool.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
The monkey is hanging out. You guys hear that? Monkeys in the background making an alarm call, so we do have to keep our wits about us.
Oh, cool.
This jungle is home to leopards, bears, and even on occasion a tiger. Water, like the stream, is rare, and during the dry season, it's drawing in some things that can be super hazardous to myself and the crew. We want to find big overhangs. These violin beetles are enormous. So they're gonna prefer much larger spaces than say like a little crevice like this rock here. Let's go into this tree. Not seeing enough fungus. Do you wanna see fungus, smell fungus? It should be damp. That is where these insects spend almost the majority of their lives, except for their larval stage, where they'll actually live in the water. Oh, right there. Look at that. Hey guys, I got a crab.
Crab?
Cool. These are little forest crabs out here. And I bet they can pinch pretty good. Yeah, they can pinch pretty good. Yep. Ow. Ow, gosh, it got me the worst spot. That's, come on, buddy. Let go of me. If I just, come on. Yes. I'm gonna hold it just like this. Didn't draw any blood, but man, that pinched really good. These crabs are all up and down the stream bed. Kind of looks like a shore crab that you'd find in a tide pool. Not used to seeing crabs near a stream. There are a lot of them out here. Look at that. See all that purple underneath its legs? Let's put this crab back. See you, buddy. Finding more wildlife, this is a good sign. I feel like we're honing in on those violin beetles. See this fungus? This is exactly what we're looking for. These kind of logs with fungus growing on them are the perfect habitat for the violin beetle. This is exactly what they like.
See anything?
No. The rest of the team found something. We're on our way. Oh, wow. A red-tailed racer. All right, you guys rolling? We're rolling. Okay. Looks like it's gonna stay put if I just... Oh, turn it back on. It's okay, it's okay. They're non-venomous, but they are biting. Stay back. See if I can just get it out of this tree. Oh man, see him biting me? Can my snake hook there? Got it. See if we get him to calm down. All right, there we go. That was intense. Definitely turned around and struck him a few times. Luckily, this is a non-venomous species of snake. It looks almost like a green mamba in a way. So there's like a part of my brain that's like, don't get bit by the snake. See that? See it striking? Look how it's flattening out its neck. The more calm I am, the more calm the snake will be. Pretty rare to come across one of these racers because typically they're found much higher up in the canopies, hunting for anything that it can fit in its mouth. We're talking lizards, frogs, and even birds. I just had to take this opportunity to present this beautiful snake up close like this. We've got an audience of monkeys right overhead that are probably looking at me like I'm crazy. And all the things I've seen in Thailand so far, this is by far the coolest find. We're getting close. I can feel it. This is exactly the environment we need to search. See this underhang? I'm gonna get my flashlight out and I'm gonna get up under there. I have a feeling this is the perfect spot to find what we're looking for today.
You see something, Mark?
Oh my goodness. Guys, I got him.
You can see him?
Oh yeah, man, they are weird. Oh my goodness. There's about 8 of them. And
Did you say 8 of them?
there's about 8 of them. They're all hugged up underneath this stump or this log here. And I feel like if I can just get my jar on top of them, I'm gonna have a good chance at getting it into an area where we can film it. Okay, so I'm gonna use this. Wish me luck, guys. Here we go. That's not working.
Are they moving around in there?
Yeah, they're fast. They're really fast. This is gonna be a lot more challenging than I thought. Oh. You guys smell that? Smell that jar. That's the smell of the acid they spray. That is pungent. Okay, I'm gonna need to use my sunglasses. If I get sprayed in the eye, this is one of the real dangers of this animal is if you get it in your eyes, the locals down here say that you can go blind. So I'm just gonna wear these sunglasses. I'm just gonna have to grab one. Got one right here. Just wanna try to get the catch. Oh man, this is gonna be gnarly. Got one.
Got him?
Got it. Get in the jar. Oh my gosh. That was crazy. Woo! All right. We got it, guys. Woo, yeah. And it was already secreting that defense mechanism. All right, let's get into an area where we can get this violin bug in a little bit better light so you can see why this is one of the strangest insects in the entire world. All right. Time to get a closer look at the violin beetle of Thailand. Luckily there's more where this came from, but I want to try to be gentle. There we go. Look at that.
Whoa.
Are you kidding me? Have you ever in your life seen anything like that? I mean, you could clearly see why it gets its name, the violin beetle, shaped like a violin. And those wings on the sides of the body there are somewhat translucent, giving it this lacquer-like appearance. So I would say it's accurately described. Now, they do come in a couple different color varieties. This one is the toffee brown color, trying to handle it with the utmost care. They have a very potent defense mechanism where they can actually secrete and even spray butyric acid. I can smell it. Oh, it's definitely all inside the jar. It almost reminds me of like smelling salts. It's very pungent, it like makes your eyes water. You can imagine if you were sprayed with a mouthful or an eyeful of that, you'd immediately turn the other direction and run away. Now you may be asking yourself, looking at the size of this insect, Mark, is that as big as it grows? Actually, no. They can get up to double this size. Now, getting a closer look. Oh, whoa.
Now, do you know where they spray their acid from?
They secrete the acid from the abdomen, and my guess is from underneath. I'm actually gonna try to pin the beetle so we can see the underside and maybe we can see it spray. See that abdomen right there? So it likely secretes that butyric acid right from the back of the abdomen. Yep. And that, oof. Oh, it's got a huge waft of it, yeah. Ooh. But I also want to show you, look at this. Look at the center thorax of this beetle. It's got like serrated edges. It almost looks like a knife on both sides of it. It's super bizarre and menacing. That head and neck, elongated. It's like a giraffe almost. Kind of looks like a giant assassin bug meets a cockroach, meets a mantis. This is truly the territory of bizarre insects. Easily the most unique looking insect that I've ever held. Welcome to Thailand, am I right? Now you can see it has very long antennae. It's gonna be using those as sensories to navigate through the environment, and you can see how flat it is. Look at how flat its body is. It's specifically designed to fit between bark and bracketed fungus. Between those two beady little eyes and those long horned antennae, there's a set of jaws in the center of the face. These violin beetles are great predators. It doesn't seem to be too dangerous, but you never can be too careful when you're dealing with exotic insects in uncharted territory. How about that? I would call that a very successful adventure out here in Kankerchan National Park in Southwest Thailand, coming across what is, in my opinion, the most bizarre insect on the planet, the violin beetle. All right, let's put the beetle back under the log and head home. You guys ready? You got your shots? On 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh! When it comes to the world of stings, there are titans of pain that stand tall above the rest. Now, I've already survived the dreaded sting of the bullet ant, the warrior wasp, and even the deadly stonefish. But there is one titan that has eluded me time and time again. So today, I am back in the state of Arizona to take on the sting of the one and only tarantula hawk. Let's get searching. The last 5 times I have come to Arizona, I have not been able to catch one of these giant spider wasps. But today's different. It's different because we've been tipped off to a well-known tarantula hawk hotspot. Let me explain to you why this is a great location for tarantula hawks. Reason number 1, water. In the desert, water is life, and it grows flowering plants, just like this one. You see all these honeybees fast at work? This is exactly the same type of plant that tarantula hawk is going to be after. They eat nectar. So I think the best strategy for us today is to walk laps around this pond, keeping our eyes to the sky and our ears open. These wasps are so huge that you can actually hear them buzzing in through the air. They're like little fighter jets. Zzz. If we can find one perched up like this butterfly right here, that is going to present the perfect opportunity for me to swoop in with the net. Here we go. Desert's waking up. Got the hummingbirds out now. I think that was a tarantula hawk actually that just flew by. Big one.
Really?
Dang, yeah. Just saw one. Saw my first tarantula hawk. It just went way into the desert. Like no chance, but that was definitely one. They really stand out from the other insects and things flying around out here. I mean, we're talking about a wasp, 2 inches long. Today's the day. I can feel it. Today is the day it's gonna change. It's just a matter of patience and persistence. Let's keep hiking around this pond. Got one? Oh. Here we go, here we go, here we go.
Oh!
Where is it?
No, no, right here, right here.
Yep.
There it is.
Yep.
Oh no!
That is one. That is definitely one. Oh my gosh. I can see its bright orange wings and it's huge. That is really high though. That is like 12 feet. I just can't. I can't get that high. It just comes down. Dang it.
The drought continues.
We just have to find the right one.
Yeah, at least this guy's catching stuff out here. Oh, right here, right here, right here, Bart. Whoa! That was huge.
I got one. Right here. Right here. Got it.
Whoa!
Yes! Yes! Oh my goodness. And that is a good one too. Oh, yeah, baby. All right. Can't get too excited. It's got to get in the jar to be officially a catch. Okay. Yeah! Yes! I cannot believe that catch. That was so epic. What a fitting way to end the drought of catching tarantula hawks. Oh my gosh, guys. I was like, man, if this doesn't happen today, I don't think it's ever gonna happen. And now, unfortunately, this victory, this victorious moment I'm feeling is about to turn into a world of pain because I've set the table for me to enter the sting zone with one of the colossals of sting, the tarantula hawk. Whew. Let's go set up the sting table. Here we go, it's game time. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at the size of that tarantula hawk. That is a massive tarantula hawk. And I have to say, I have not been this amped for a sting video in a very long time. We have put in the work to feature the tarantula hawk on the Bite Sting Index, and today, it's going down. But before we get into that, check this out. Not only did I catch one tarantula hawk, I caught two. And the reason I want to show you both of these insects is because although they look similar, they are very different. And it's important for you to know the difference if you're ever out here in the Southwest and encounter one of these giant flying insects. And the way I'm going to show you how they're different is by demonstrating. Here we go. You ready? You guys ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We get out the second tarantula hawk from the container. Here we go. You ready? This is one of those moments where you really hope you're right about what you've learned. 1, 2, 3. No sting. And that is because what I'm holding here is a male tarantula hawk, and they do not possess a stinger. Now, the reason why the males do not possess stingers, and this is true in almost all stinging insects, is because a stinger is really just a modified appendage for laying eggs. Now, besides not having a stinger, the only other way to tell the difference between the male and female tarantula hawks are by looking at their antennae. Males have straight antennae, where females curl at the ends. And while side by side, it's also easy to see that females are larger, you typically will never see more than one tarantula hawk at a time. So checking for those antennae is the best way to know if you're looking at a harmless insect versus one that packs one of the most intense stings on the planet. I'm actually gonna transfer her into a bigger glass so we can really see, so she can spread all the way out. And you can see how truly gargantuan this wasp is. Okay, there we go. Wow. Oh my goodness. What a monster wasp. Guys, look at the size of that abdomen. This is the biggest tarantula hawk I have ever seen. Now, the reason they're called a tarantula hawk is because how they reproduce. These enormous wasps, one of the largest wasps in the world, feed tarantulas to their young. And the way they do that is they will fly around the desert looking for these giant spiders. Once they find one, they will swoop down like a bird of prey, catch it, sting it, paralyzing the tarantula, and then lay eggs inside of it. So, when those eggs hatch, the very first meal of a tarantula hawk's life is a giant spider. And then they will emerge from the burrow as a fully grown wasp and feast on nectar. I've seen these wasps dragging spiders across the desert 10 times their size. It's truly unbelievable just how powerful the tarantula hawk can be. And the last thing I just want to note before we get into the sting test is look at the legs of this wasp. They are extremely long. In fact, when you see them flying through the air, you can see those long legs dragging down behind them. And the reason they need to have such long legs is so they can grapple those spiders and inflict that paralyzing sting. They're also covered in tiny hairs. Got some hairy legs there, lady. Well, now that we know why it's called a tarantula hawk, and we've been able to take a closer look, I think it's time for the moment that you all came for. It's time for me to enter the sting zone with one of the largest wasps on the planet. Here we go. All right. I often get questions, Mark, are you just over the fear of stings by now? No. I always get a lot of anxiety before taking a sting for a first time, especially when it's one of the titans of sting. The tarantula hawk sting is notorious. It's put right up there with the bullet ant. And when it comes to stings that I personally witnessed, I cannot think of one more terrifying than when I saw someone get stung by a tarantula hawk. As much as I've been working hard with the team to find one of these tarantula hawks for this sting test, in this moment, whoo, buddy, I'm feeling the nerves. The sooner I take the sting, the sooner I get to healing. That I know for sure. All right, I'm getting the signal. You guys ready? Yeah. It's go time. All right, guys, this is gonna be one of the biggest stings I ever go through. Got essential first aid on standby, the EpiPen. Oh my gosh. I can't believe the moment has arrived for me to enter the sting zone with this wasp. This is big time. Okay guys, here we go. Now, I'm gonna rate the sting of this wasp on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. So at the end of this video, this tarantula hawk is going to receive a BSI score, and it will rate it against all the other stings and bites that I've ever taken. Will it top the bullet ant? It's time to find out. Gonna remove the glass. Oh man, this is where it'd be very easy for me to take a sting too early. Those legs are so strong. Like if I don't get the right hold right away, it's almost no chance. Shaking. So nervous right now. Gosh, this is always so much harder than it looks. Got it, hold. All right, I'm gonna have to use another set. Oh my gosh, look at how big that stinger is, guys. So strong. Got it. Good hold. All right, gotta go for the sting, guys. Ready? I'm Mark Binns, and I'm about to enter the sting zone with the one and only tarantula hawk. You guys ready? Got your shots? On 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, hang on. I'm feeling lightheaded. I feel like I might pass out. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
Sorry.
You want me to put a jar on it right now?
No, I'm just, hold on, just let me get my nerves going. My legs are shaking. My hands are shaking. I feel like my stomach's in my throat right now. I've never felt this like this before, Sting. This is like next level terror. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is happening. All right, here we go. All right, guys. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Stinger's hit! Stinger's hit! Oh God, I didn't get a good sting though. I gotta do it again. Oh, that hurts. It didn't get good. It didn't get me good. 1, 2, 3. Oh! Oh! Ah! Ah! Oh, it's savaging me! Ah, yeah! Yeah! Ah! 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 Oh! Oh, yeah! Ah! Oh my gosh, look how quickly it's swelling. It's white hot, white hot.
You alright, man?
Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. She got me a bunch of times before the real sting, but the real sting went in. It was so bad. Describe the pain. White hot. It's like gasoline under the skin, torched. It's like someone put a match right on it. That's the real deal. Look at the swelling already. Matter of seconds, it's already swelling up. All right, guys. I feel like my voice is going. All right. Well, I've survived so far. I don't think I need the EpiPen, but my voice is shot. And I think it's now time for me to recover, endure the aftermath, and for you guys to know exactly where the 3 o'clock rates on the Brave Wilderness Bite Sting Index. Roll it. For intimidation, it's hard to imagine a wasp or any insect more intimidating than the tarantula hawk. But just in case I ever find one, I'll give it a 9.9 out of 10. For pain, it was way up there compared to the worst stings I've experienced. Instant flares of pain rocked my arm and underneath the skin. And the only reason I took repeated stings was to make sure I took a full dose, which I'm sure glad I did for the sake of this index, because that last sting was 10 times as painful as the first 8 or so warning pops. All of that said, I don't feel it was quite as bad as a bullet ant, so it only gets an 8.6 out of 10 for pain. For aftermath, the swelling was severe. My arm ballooned up and the redness extended from my wrist all the way down to my elbow. And the pain lasted for over 24 hours, but was much less severe after just about 30 minutes. However, it was followed by days of very intense itching before it started to properly heal. For that, the aftermath gets an 8.5 out of 10, giving the tarantula hawk a grand score and BSI rating of a 9, making it the second worst sting I have rated so far, and just barely falling short of the current king of sting, the bullet ant. Needless to say, while tarantula hawks are typically non-aggressive, you should never attempt to do what you saw in this video. Take it from me, it was a very painful experience I hope to never have again. Ouch.
Welcome back to Tiger Beach, the site of our first ever shark dive on Blue Wilderness. If you want to see sharks, like a ton of sharks, you come here. Tiger Beach is a small, pristine white sand flat, about an hour's boat ride from West End, Grand Bahama. And it's one of the few places on Earth where you can see up to 5 species of shark all at the same time. Divers who make the pilgrimage here are rewarded with the chance to swim with scores of reef and nurse sharks, dozens upon dozens of lemon sharks, and if they're lucky, massive hammerhead and tiger sharks. The last time we entered this warm, crystal clear water, we found ourselves in the middle of a shark frenzy. We swam alongside an incredible hammerhead, and Coyote and I got up close and personal with a massive tiger shark. Well, maybe a little too close in the case of Coyote. So how do we top that? Well, on this episode of Blue Wilderness, we're going back in the water, but this time, we're waiting until the sun goes down.
All right, guys. Well, the sun is setting at Tiger Beach, and we just started shark diving yesterday. Never been night diving before, but somebody thought it was a good idea we go diving with sharks at night. Was that you?
Definitely was not me.
No, it was this guy.
It's gonna be fine, you guys.
I mean, I don't know. Is this a good idea for guys who haven't gone, night diving at all?
What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, we're surrounded by sharks.
Right, but they're probably sleeping.
And we can't see.
Wait, don't sharks feed at night? Aren't they nocturnal predators?
It's gonna be fine.
We're gonna give it a shot, guys. So let's get geared up, get in the water with the sharks at night.
This dive into the darkness will test my resolve more than almost anything I've ever done before. But that's what drives me forward. At the core of every grand adventure lies a thin line between thrill and fear. And the moments where your nerves start to scream, turn around, go back, is exactly when the teammates next to you matter the most.
I'll tell you what. If I was nervous about diving with sharks during the day, I'm very nervous about diving with sharks at night.
Well, in case it's the last time, I'm Mark Vins. Mario's already down there. It's time to go dive with sharks at night.
As soon as we dipped below the surface, the world opened up. The last bit of twilight after sunset, combined with the white sands of Tiger Beach, allowed for a lot more visibility than we could have ever expected. But as we neared the bottom, the fleeting light that remained began to disappear. And so did our peripheral vision. Hey Mario, watch out! There's a big tiger shark right behind you. Within minutes, the entire landscape turned pitch black, and our only field of view was directly in front of us. Other divers in the distance appeared as alien craft, with orb-like lights designating their location. With ominous shadows stirring the now murky water, we were surrounded on all sides by two things that have terrified humans since the beginning: sharks and darkness. But our focus was sharp, and as soon as we got our bearings, our fear was gone. Mostly. And then we noticed something we didn't expect to see at night. Color. You see, water is excellent at absorbing color from natural light. The deeper you go, the more color disappears. Red is the first to be absorbed, then orange, and then yellow, the same order as the colors of the rainbow. At our depth, during the day, the reef can look, well, pretty bland and washed out. But under the cover of night, our powerful dive lights illuminated a completely new world that had been right in front of us the entire time. Even the fish were more vibrant. And then, while we were all completely mesmerized by the colors of the reef, from out of the darkness, ghostly figures flew gracefully into view. These rays are filter-feeding fish. Their flight pulls plankton and other nutrients into their systems and spreads water across their gills, allowing them to breathe. Like spaceships flying across our night sky, just as fast as they appeared, they were gone. The rays may have vanished, but if there's one constant at Tiger Beach, it's, well, sharks. And more specifically, tiger sharks. We knew they were out there, but at night, we couldn't see them until they were right in front of us. They drifted in and out of our light like phantoms. The effect was chilling and surreal, and so unnerving, in fact, that I started to actually become numb to it. Here I am, sitting at the bottom of a pitch-black ocean, surrounded by deadly nocturnal hunters, and I'm totally at their mercy. And then, suddenly, we came upon something that would change my perspective of sharks forever. It was a lemon shark, and it appeared to be, well, sleeping. Okay, so sharks don't actually sleep, at least not like we sleep. But some sharks, like nurse sharks or this lemon shark, go into restful periods that appear like sleep. But trust me, this shark was still wide awake and ready to defend itself against anything, including a curious first-time night diver. But did that stop me? Nope. This would be the perfect opportunity to get some great close-ups of that shark. And of course, its razor-sharp teeth. Lemon sharks can grow up to 10 feet long and weigh over 400 pounds. But despite their imposing size, they tend to be gentle giants and are not responsible for any known human fatalities. Although, like any shark, they will bite if provoked. They can be found in shallow waters and hunt with their incredible electroreceptors. And just in case you're wondering, they do have a slightly yellow tinge to their skin, you know, like a lemon. Gentle or not, I knew this sleeping giant was still an apex predator capable of inflicting life-threatening injuries. And the last thing I wanted to do was provoke it, especially at night this far from shore. But we filmed with grizzly bears and badgers. This was my chance. I had to get the shot. And to my surprise, I was able to lie right next to the nearly 10-foot shark. This was amazing, a life-changing experience to say the least. And now, I would never approach a tiger shark or other top land predator like this, but laying there, beside this incredible creature, I could sense its gentle nature. And it became clear that it had accepted my presence and was allowing us to film with it. And then, I reached out. Testing its trust, I couldn't believe it. It actually let me make contact. I was literally petting a shark. This chance encounter cultivated within me a growing sense of connection, not only to this creature, but to its entire aquatic realm. Swimming during the day in a frenzy of tiger sharks, and now petting a lemon shark on my first night dive, reminded me of how misunderstood these animals are. Our fear of them, like our fear of the dark, is really just a fear of the unknown. Every single time we go out for a blue wilderness adventure, we've managed to see something unexpected. And this incredible dive, our first night dive, was no exception. Swimming among them, and literally lying beside them in the darkness of Tiger Beach at night, brought home to me more than ever how meaningful our adventures could be to better understanding the mysteries of the ocean. Ascending back to the surface, I couldn't wait to celebrate with the team what had just happened. I knew that this night would be a story that Mario and I would share for many years to come.
All right, we're back, and we officially survived night dive number 1. Now, I will say, guys, it was a little intimidating when we first got in the water, but once we got down there, it was absolutely incredible. We saw all kinds of cool creatures, from stingrays to sea cucumbers, and we even got to pet a lemon shark. Man, I definitely can't wait until our next night diving adventure. I'm Mark Vins. Be brave. Stay wild. We'll see you on the next dive.
The oceans have depended on sharks for over 400 million years. They are true survivors. And yet, many species of shark are facing overfishing and habitat destruction. leaving their populations vulnerable and on the verge of collapse. These ancient animals are certainly not the nightmarish killing machines depicted in movies. They are a critical part of our ocean's ecosystem, and we must all do our part to ensure their home, the ocean, is protected.
Rolling? All right, just spotted a new wasp. New wasp unlocked. Let's go see if we can catch it. Got it. Okay. Yes, got it. Okay, let's go, let's go. Oh yeah, okay, we got it. Awesome. All right, let's see if I can. Looks like some kind of mud dabber. There it is. Ah, look at that, guys. We got it. That was awesome. This is what is known as a mud dabber wasp. They're called that because they make a mud nest. And they're usually solitary when you see them out. You don't usually see a swarm of a mud dabber wasp. They're also called a thread-bodied wasp. You see that thread-like bridge between their abdomen and the main body? That is a distinct characteristic of these wasps. And they can use all kinds of things to build their nests. They can use sand, mud, anything that they can use to build into that tunnel. In fact, you know what? Why don't I show you what a nest looks like? Hold the phone. I know where one is. I'm gonna bring it to the set. 1 second. Here we go. So, no, this is not what the wasp makes. This is a plastic container that's just outside of the reserve that we're staying at. But if you get your camera in tight, see that little tunnel of mud? That is the nest of a mud dabber. See if anybody's home. Oh yeah, somebody's definitely home. Whoa. All right, that one took off. I hope you saw that. Good thing we already caught one because that wasp took off. Let's go back to the wasp that we caught. I'm glad that we found this one because we have been getting a lot of questions. These wasps are found all over the world, and there are hundreds, no, check that, thousands of different species of these thread-bodied wasps. And people want to know, can they sting? They're not aggressive. People rarely get stung by mud dabbers, but I am curious, can the mud dabber sting, and how bad does it hurt? I think it's time to put this wasp on the bite sting index. Let's set up the table. All right, just like that, we have another insect to add to the bite sting index. I've already been stung 3 times on this trip. So far, I have the trapjaw ant, the bullet ant, the warrior wasp, and now I'm about to add the mud dabber. And the reason why I'm going back and I'm doing all these stings here in Costa Rica, where I have experienced stings before, is because we have this brand new bite sting index. Why reinvent the sting index? Well, a couple reasons. First reason is bites. The original sting index did not include bites, the bites of arachnids, the bites of insects, and other creepy crawlies that we like to experiment to describe the pain and a lot of the educational facts about these creatures. The other thing is pain in itself is not the only factor when it comes to stings. There are other really important considerations like intimidation, which is one of our factors. Intimidation of an animal absolutely changes how you feel about the pain of the sting itself. And then of course we have the pain, and then at the end we have the aftermath. What happens to you after you're stung or bitten by some of these insects is oftentimes the worst part of it. So we wanted to make sure that we encapsulated the full experience of these bite and stings, and then we take all of those scores, average them out to a ranking on the BSI for every creature that we test. And I think it's time to get a closer look at this wasp. Let's get it out of the container. You guys ready? Let's keep the net close by, just in case we get an escape artist here. All right. Go for a grab. Not a grab, not a great grab. Gonna have to redo this grab. Oh, I see the stinger already. Oh boy. This might not be good. This might be, all right, hang on, I gotta see if I can use this cord piece. Help me out here. I know they can, because it has that threaded abdomen, that threaded waist, it can really swing itself around. sure I have a good grip. Okay, good grip. Good grip. I think we can put the net away. Put that to the side. Off the table. Okay, getting my first really close look at this insect, this wasp. It is blackish brown in color. Its wings are more of a caramel hue. Has a little bit of yellow on the neck. Overall, very stealthy. I would give this a smallish size rating. Like, it's definitely sub-medium size for wasp. Not the smallest wasp, but like not quite a medium wasp. Intimidation factor is going to be tough on the score for this one. I'm not going to lie. Like, the intimidation factor of this wasp, just knowing what I know about mud dabbers and, you know, the fact that they're usually docile. These are not wasps that are going to antagonize you. They're not going to disturb you at lunch. They're just going to fly through and be on their way either back to their nest or out to hunt. A lot of these wasps do prey on spiders, so they can be a type of spider wasp, but they also eat nectar and other forms of sugar. Let's see if it's very, oh yeah, it wants to bite. It definitely wants to bite and sting. Getting it in the forceps, I definitely already saw it does have a stinger. I can confirm this is a stinging wasp. See that stinger fishing around?
Oh, he looks angry.
And it's not a he, it's a she. Only female wasps can sting. And that's a good point, actually, Andrew, is that these stingers are modified egg-laying appendages, but they are connected to a venom sac that I can confirm that this one definitely has, because male wasps do not have stingers. All right, let's do this thing, guys. Here we go. I'm gonna go right here. Are you guys ready? Okay. Here we go. All right, it's time to enter the sting zone with the mud dabber. I'm getting a little nervous now, I'm not gonna lie. Not many people get stung by these, and I've never been stung by one before, so here we go, here goes nothing. On three. 1, 2, 3. There's stingers out. Yeah, it's in. Yeah, got a sting. Oh, it's still in. It's still in. You see it? You see that stinger? Oh, it's like stuck. It's stuck in. Ooh. Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely feeling something. Oh yeah. It's heating up. It's heating up. Let me put the wasp back. Okay. Here we go. Good, great. All right. Got some swelling going.
Describe the pain mark.
Hot, local, and not that bad. I'll be honest with you guys. This could get worse. Mild to intermediate sting. Not gonna get a great score there, but let's see what this does over the next 24 hours. You don't have to wait. We're gonna skip ahead and show you a quick montage of the aftermath and then give you an official BSI rating for the Costa Rican mud dabber. For intimidation, the mud dabber looks like a menacing wasp, but it is slender and somewhat smaller than most wasps you typically see. But because it is a wasp, you have to assume that it's not going to be any fun to take a sting from. So for that, I give it a 3.5 out of 10. On pain factor, honestly, it's not that bad. And it's actually hard to think of a less painful sting I've ever taken. As soon as the pain started to build, it abruptly ended, almost in an instant, which is very uncommon for any species of flying wasp. So on the pain scale, I'm only gonna give it a 2 out of 10. Last but not least, the aftermath, which was a much more typical wasp sting reaction. The swelling and itching was mild, but it lasted for around 3 days. And honestly, once again, not nearly as bad as any other wasp I've ever been stung by. So for that, it only gets a 2.5 out of 10, giving the Costa Rican mud dabber an average BSI score of only a 2.7, which is the lowest I have given to any species since starting the BSI. Needless to say, this is one insect that you really don't need to worry about.
And we're back. My name's Mark Vince, and I hope you're excited as I am for another Blue Wilderness adventure. On this dive, Mario and I will be trying something a little bit different. Today we're going to challenge ourselves to see just how many creatures we can spot on a single dive. Sure, some of our adventures require multiple dives and even days to get the footage we're after. But one thing that draws me to the ocean is just how much can be seen each and every time we're underwater. In many ways, the core of ocean exploration
is the infinite potential to witness the unexpected. And today, my goal is to show you just what I mean by that. Right now, we're off the coast of Bimini at a dive site called the El Dorado Shoal. We only have one take, Mario, so we gotta make this count. You ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get in the water and see what we can find. All right. Okay, that's better. Wow, the water is really clear today. Okay, let's go see what we can find first. Let's check over here. I already see some reef fish. And nice, there's a, wow, that is a queen angelfish. Definitely a standout of the crowd species. And look how colorful it is. All right, moving on. Okay, yeah, here we go. That is a spiny lobster, and two of them. Now, they don't have claws like true lobsters, but get this, they can navigate at night using the Earth's magnetic field like a compass. And that's pretty cool if you ask me. All right, let's cover some more ground. Hey Mario, let's head this way. Oh, okay. Got our first shark here. That's a nurse shark, which are usually non-aggressive. So let's see how close we can get. Come on back. Sometimes I feel like if I put out a positive vibe for an animal to approach, it tends to happen. Well, that's it, I guess. First shark in the books anyway. So this whole area is surrounded by these crater-like depressions lined with reef. Let's go investigate one to see what we can find right on the edge. Oh, check this out. Hello? Hello, Coyote? Okay, Mario, it's for you. Oh well, short call I guess. That was Coyote. I never know where he is anymore. Okay, let's try this way. Ooh, I spy some razor-sharp teeth in the mouth of that barracuda. But luckily for us, they rarely attack divers. See you later. Okay, now's a good time to check our air. Looks like I have just over 2,200 pounds, Mario. Plenty left. How about you? Okay, awesome. Good to go. Okay, let's go scan for something interesting around this. Man, that is cool looking. Whoa, okay. Now this is great. Do you see it? That is a yellow stingray. And yes, they do have a venomous barb, so we need to be careful here. And look, there's another one. Oh, this one's on the move. Let's try to follow it. Oh, that is so awesome. Look at how they can glide and then come to a complete stop almost instantly. Although this is a smaller species of stingray, they are still one of the most interesting animals to come across because their skeletons, like sharks, are not made of bone, but actually cartilage. Well, got a great shot there, Mario. Haha, got that one swimming off perfectly. Boom. Well, we've seen a lot of creatures already. This shoal is really home to an abundance of marine species. Plus, let's be honest, it's quite breathtaking. All right, we've got another gray angelfish here, but we've already seen one of these. Let's look for something else. Let's go check over here. I've got a good feeling about this outcrop. Oh, look at that. We have a nice school of Atlantic porkfish passing by. Not sure why they're called porkfish, but that's their name. Oh, there's a cave. This is worth a look. Look at how colorful the reef gets when you're out of the direct sunlight. Way less blue. And look, you can see right through it too. Don't think I can fit through there though. Uh-oh. We're surrounded. Let's just stay calm here. There are about 50 or so barracuda all around us.
the best thing to do right now is just to stay put. Like I said before, Barracuda rarely attack divers unprovoked. And they're known for being aggressive, for sure. One of the fastest predators out here in the reef system. But the good news is, they only seek fast and distressed prey, which we are definitely not right now. But being surrounded by this many razor-sharp teeth certainly gets my heart racing. Looks like Mario's doing a great job of staying calm as well. Get that shot, buddy. Okay, by the looks of things, they've accepted that we're not food, so let's carefully proceed. There they go. Wow, I did not expect for that to happen today. That is a first for me.
Hostile forces of nature. The famous words of Darwin describe the Galapagos perfectly, and that's exactly what we're up against. Filming marine iguanas in action means we will need to scuba dive through shark-filled waters, avoid ripping ocean currents, and brave relentless tidal surges that will throw us around like rag dolls. All right, so as we make our way to the intertidal zone, you can begin to see what we're going to contend with. As a scuba diver, if we get caught in these breakers, it could be game over, but it's what it's gonna take if we want to get up close to those iconic marine iguanas. All right, we have to dive deep quickly to avoid the current. All divers on today's mission are carrying emergency GPS beacons in case one of us gets pulled out to sea. It's critical we remain close together as we make our way toward the iguana feeding grounds. Visibility will change frequently, and there will be many twists and turns to navigate. The water here is very cold, only 68 degrees Fahrenheit. It's also high in nutrients, which attracts more than just iguanas. The Galapagos has one of the most biodiverse marine systems on the planet, making it a critical front line of conservation. But there's no time to waste. We need to save as much air as possible to film the iguanas. The surge will only get stronger the shallower we go. It's almost like the ocean is breathing. Push, calm, pull, push, calm, pull. This is the most turbulent water I have ever experienced, and it's making it hard to stay submerged. But surfacing now could roll us into the breaking waves, which would be very dangerous and potentially a life-threatening scenario. Only 50 yards from shore, this is where we need to be. And there it is, our first iguana. What you are looking at is one of the most specialized lizards on the planet, and the only one that spends time in the ocean. The marine iguana. If there were ever a living version of Godzilla, this is it. In fact, one of the common names for them on San Cristobal Island is the Godzilla iguana. Check out that scientific name. It turns out Godzilla is now a real animal. Filming these iguanas is going to be a real test. Luckily, the rocks down here are only covered in plants, so unlike coral, it's okay for us to carefully hold on with our gloves. But the surge is intense, making it nearly impossible to hold on when it rips through. Periods of calm will be our only chance to get close to the iguanas. But make no mistake, the surge will return. Luckily, the iguanas seem laser-focused on feeding, almost ignoring our presence. Clearly, every bite counts when you're braving these conditions. Marine iguanas are herbivores that have adapted many specializations to help them survive at sea for the sole purpose of finding food. The rocks here are covered in a leafy marine salad that includes red and green algae, a favorite of the marine iguana, and one of the only reliable food sources for them in the Galapagos. To get it, they have to sometimes dive 60 feet and hold their breath for up to 30 minutes. They use their hooked, talon-like claws to grip onto the rocks, while their shortened snout allows them to get their teeth closer and into tight spaces to chomp away at the algae. So their Godzilla-like appearance does serve a survival purpose. Marine iguanas have also developed flattened tails that are muscular and help them swim through this hazardous environment. And as much as they need their swimming ability to dive into the ocean, it's the getting back to land when it really comes into play. Unlike us, the iguanas are able to swim right into the breakers and body surf their way back to land. Their ability to navigate the bone-crushing waves is unbelievable. But of course, they saved their final and most impressive adaptation for the shore. Because these iguanas feed on plants full of salt water, they have remarkably evolved glands that absorb the salt to be ejected by way of snot rockets, also called wigs. And while it seems gross, it's very efficient and just another unlikely demonstration of how these iguanas have solved the many problems to exist here in the Galapagos. Contrary to their name, marine iguanas spend most of their lives on land. The shores of Fernandina can be stacked with hundreds of basking lizards, and while only adult iguanas dive for food, you can spot subadults and juveniles foraging in the tide pools or just at the water's edge. Large male iguanas are very territorial and can be seen sparring or using head bobs to push off competing males from the rest of the breeding population. Before they branched off to explore the waters of the intertidal zone, marine iguanas started as a land-based species, only driven below the ocean surface due to what must have been an extreme lack of food. In fact, in the Galapagos today, there are 3 distinct species of iguana that are all descendants of a common land ancestor, one of which is the rarest lizard on the planet and the one that brought us to the Galapagos in the first place. The interconnection between land and sea is unmistakable in the Galapagos, and as an ambassador for Rewild.org, we are working together with the Galapagos National Park to ensure this marine reserve is expanded and remains protected for generations to come. There is no better example to the importance of these two worlds than the marine iguana, which is unique to the Galapagos and the only lizard on Earth that has adapted for life in the ocean. The fact they have evolved to survive these hostile forces of nature is truly incredible.
That was such a fun dive.
Woo! That was the coolest scuba diving I've ever done in my entire life. Took everything we had to stay in position and to roll with the surge back and forth. It was surreal. It was like living inside the cover of a National Geographic magazine. All right, guys, it is the wee hours of the morning here in Western Australia, and we woke up early because we are trying to find one of the world's smallest marsupials, the honey possum. These tiny creatures only live in Western Australia and are rarely ever seen because they are super quick, hopping and bouncing from tree to tree. Now, while they are smaller than a mouse, they are actually related to koalas, kangaroos, and wombats. And if I'm able to catch one, I'm going to show you why this is one of the most impressive and smallest mammals in the entire world. Now, these creatures are very agile. In order to have any chance of getting one up close to the cameras, we're going to need to use some technology to aid us. So what we have here is a thermal scope. You can see the scanner here, a live feed on the phone, and it will detect any body heat coming off of these small possums. And if we are able to spot one on the scope, we're then gonna race out of the car and try to get hands on with this super cool and super tiny marsupial.
Joining us on our possum search is Max Jackson from Australia Wildlife Encounters. If there's anyone who can spot a creature in the outback, it's him.
All right, so we're gonna start our search by looking for plants that flower because these honey possums live on a diet completely made up of flower nectar. So if we find flowers, that's going to be a good indication that there'll be honey possums in the area. This heathland habitat is perfect because typically at all times during the year, there's always going to be something in bloom.
It didn't take long for Max to guide us to a location full of orange banksia flowers, a favorite of the honey possum. Unfortunately, by the time we got there, the day's temperatures rose and the thermal cameras became less and less effective, making it difficult to spot the tiny warm-blooded possums apart from the hot banksia trees. So we decided that although we found our location, we would need to return back the next morning for another try.
That's something.
That, it's on a flower too.
That's a possum.
That's a possum. Look at it, that's totally a possum.
We got it. And you can see the thermal scope is picking up a small creature at the top of this flower. Hopefully that is the honey possum we were after. This is awesome. All right, let's go. Oh yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, I see him. I definitely see him, man. He's flying around there.
All right, do you want me to hold, stand back and you see if you can go for a grab?
Yeah.
I'll keep an eye on it with this laser.
Okay. Coming down at me? Yeah, I don't see anything. Thought I saw a flash of it when we first walked up, but it's hard to tell. It could have just been a branch in the wind.
So I saw him moving down, I kind of lost track of him from there. Oh, hang on, there. There, that's him, he's moving around, he's at the bottom, he's like, there's this head level, he's around there somewhere.
Okay. So he's gonna be at the top of this tree. Oh, I got him. I see him. I think he jumped down. Saw him for like a fleeting glimpse. All right. Well, let's keep trying. Yeah, he's like right there. Oh, I see him. I see him. I got eyes on him. Here, take the phone.
Okay, just drop it, it's fine.
Okay, I am looking at it. I am staring right at it. Oh, I just jumped. Yep. Got him. Where is he now? Oh, I see him. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, I'm so close. Oh my gosh. I can't believe I missed that. Oh. Ah. All right.
These guys move fast.
They are so incredibly quick. Is it the flower again? There's just too many escape routes for these honey possums to go. I can see them, I get within like an arm's reach, and then they see me and go bing, and just jump to the other branch. And these trees are super dense. Like the leaves are very prickly, the branches are very stiff, so like moving the tree around is really complicated. I almost had him. I'm not joking, we may want to go back and get my tide pool net, because they are so fast. We've got one. Oh, I see two. There's one up high. That one looks like it's really resting easily. Let's go for it. All right, I'm gonna go in for a catch. Yep, okay. Here we go. It's gonna be right here.
Yeah, there somewhere. You're right in front of it.
Should be looking right at it.
Hasn't moved yet.
Oh, I see him. He's up. Oh wait. There's a little bird's nest there.
Ah.
But I think it was one of them because I saw a tail.
He's still there.
Oh wait, I'm looking right at him.
Yep.
I see him. Okay. I'm looking right at him.
Oh, he's moving. He's moving. No, he's running overhead. Mark?
I heard it. This way?
He's up high, actually.
Is he?
Oh, he's on a flat. You should be able to see him. He's there. In the back of that.
Got him.
Yes!
Got one. Oh, we got a honey possum, guys. That was awesome. That was awesome. Hi. Oh my goodness. You are the cutest thing I have ever seen. Okay, the sun is coming up. Let's let the light expose the habitat a little bit better, and then we are gonna show you this tiny little creature up close and personal. Oh, guys, look at how small this marsupial is. And yes, I know at first glance, it looks a little bit like a mouse, but in fact, this is a marsupial, namely because of how it rears its young. That when they're, hey buddy, it's okay, it's okay. It's a little nervous, I'm gonna talk a little quieter. So this little honey possum can give birth to 2 to 3 joeys at a time. And when they are born, they are no bigger than a grain of rice, making them the smallest mammal at birth in the world. And then they will be reared in their mother's pouch for up to 3 months before they venture off to find their own flowers. These little honey possums can drink up to 7 milliliters of nectar in a day. That's the equivalent of a human being drinking 50 liters of soda. Could you imagine? So their metabolism is super fast. They are pretty much always hopped up on a good diet of sugar. Hi, look at that iconic snout, which is developed to help them get at the plant nectar, the flowers in these Banksia trees. They are perfectly adapted for their food source. In addition to their slender snout, they also have a very long tongue, which is up to 1/4 length of their entire head. This tongue is covered in, hold on, I gotta get a better grip, sorry guys. We're almost done, we're almost done. We're gonna put you back on your flower, don't worry. Okay, let's see if we can feed our friend here some sugar water. All right, ready? Oh yeah, look at that. Somebody was thirsty. You can see how it uses that little tongue to lap up the nectar. Yum, 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 yum. Oh my gosh, look how long his tongue is. Now their tongue is covered in bristles that helps it extract the nectar out of the flowers. And just like the bees behind us on the flower, these honey possums are extraordinary pollinators. Without them, this environment would certainly be in peril. They are a very important part of the ecosystem here in Western Australia, and they are also super cool. Like many other marsupials, it is prehensile. Do you see how it grips onto my finger there, how it curls up? That prehensile tail can wrap around branches and allows this tiny little marsupial to grip onto flowers and tree limbs with great efficiency, and they can actually hang and support their entire body weight just with their tail. So me gently holding it here is totally fine for this creature. The base of their tail is very strong and can support their entire body. Now, in addition to its prehensile tail, it also has a very interesting hind foot. Similar to a koala bear, it actually has a thumb that hangs out off the foot, 4 fingers, that allows it to really grab onto stems and limbs so it can get up on those flowers. So another distinguishing feature about the honey possum are those tiny little ears, which are quite large for its head. It has an extraordinary sense of hearing, and that's going to help it stay away from predators that would be out here trying to get them as they're feasting on flowers. Anything from a snake to a bird would make a meal out of a honey possum. They do have striping running along their back. The males have a bit more of a prominent stripe down the back, which leads me to believe that this is a male. Sir, thank you for joining us today on Brave Wilderness. Ow, he's trying to nip me a little bit. Luckily, the honey possum really lacks any serious teeth. It has a couple of flat peg-like teeth, but nothing that's gonna give me a serious nip this morning. You are teeny tiny and super adorable. All right, now these creatures are nocturnal. The sun's starting to come up. I think it's time to put our honey possum back on its flower and let it nap for the rest of the afternoon. You were so good. Thanks for hanging out with us. How about a flower? You want a flower? You hungry? So cool. Oh, coming back? Back to me? Back to me? Oh. You gonna go back? Where are you going? Can I offer you a flower? All right, let's put the honey possum back in the bush. Oh. That's it. That's all she wrote. Honey possum scene. Cut.
We're swimming with dolphins. I'm Mark Vins, and welcome back to Blue Wilderness. To say we've had some close encounters on this show would definitely be an understatement. I mean, who can forget the time I laid beside a lemon shark at the bottom of the ocean on our very first night dive? Or the time we were swarmed by porcupine fish, and I even got to pet one. Or swimming with those big, beautiful tiger sharks at Tiger Beach. Yep, it's no secret that getting up close and personal is one of our specialties. But there's a big difference between witnessing an animal in the wild and actually communicating with one. The Atlantic spotted dolphin is one of the most social, playful, and intelligent animals in all of the sea. And something almost miraculous happened when we ran into a pod of these incredible creatures off the coast of Bimini. And honestly, I never would have believed it myself if I didn't see it with my own two eyes. Bimini is an island chain that comprises the westernmost portion of the Bahamas. And believe it or not, it's only about 50 miles due east of Miami, Florida. But in many ways, feels like a completely different universe. It's said that Bimini was even referenced by Ponce de Leon in his search for the Fountain of Youth. And it's pretty easy to see why. The blue waters here are alive and absolutely breathtaking. On this adventure, we teamed up yet again with Jonathan Bird and his Blue World crew for the search of these Atlantic spotted dolphins. But finding them isn't always easy, and you have to know where to look. And fortunately for us, the crew of our ship, the Dolphin Dream, has been doing this for many years, and are world-renowned experts at locating the Atlantic spotted dolphins. They know just where to look and can even identify individual dolphins from these world-famous pods.
So believe it or not, we don't really find the dolphins, they find us. These dolphins have been playing with the Dolphin Dream for over 40 years. This is a very special population of Atlantic spotted dolphin that do this. You definitely don't want to jump in the water with just any pod of dolphins. It can be potentially dangerous, and they might not be that friendly. So you definitely don't want to do this by yourself, and you want to make sure you're with a professional team if you're ever going to swim with wild dolphins.
As it turns out, these mammals love boats, and more specifically, they love surfing the wake from the boats, like the Dolphin Dream. So Mario, Jonathan, and I posted up at the bow of the boat and scanned the blue horizon, and after a couple of hours, we spotted them. Or more accurately, they spotted us. Look at them there, right next to the bow. It was time to jump in. We're leaving the scuba gear on deck for this adventure because we want to stay as light and as agile as possible. These dolphins are incredibly fast. So the only things we'll be bringing into the water with us are our snorkel gear, some GoPros, and a bandana. Yeah, you heard that right, a bright red bandana. So these Atlantic spotted dolphins that we're going to be trying to play with love colorful things. So these bandanas are sort of an offering or a toy that we're going to bring out there into the water with us. And the hope is that it'll keep the dolphins entertained so we get some really cool shots in the process. You see, the thing is, these dolphins love to play. And it turns out they are experts at a version of underwater capture the flag. But it doesn't always work out that well. Let's face it, humans are kinda slow and, well, boring if you're a dolphin. but we tried to get them interested to play the game anyway. And after some free dives and a little bit of taunting with that bandana, it almost worked. And I began to see the personalities of these dolphins start to come out. In fact, it became clear pretty fast that the Atlantic spotted dolphins are incredible animals. They have streamlined bodies, perfect for speed and acrobatics. They are known to leap playfully out of the water alongside boats, and they swim in pods anywhere from 5 individuals all the way up to 100. In other words, these are social animals. Although I wouldn't fully understand just how social they were until later. The difference between the adults and the calves was easy to spot. Juveniles are born both smooth and gray and only develop their spots over time. And it is estimated that these dolphins can live between 30 and 40 years of age. And they can stay underwater for, get this, up to 10 minutes at a time. Whoa. Considering all of that, this was a lot for us humans to keep up with. And as much as we tried, we couldn't get this pod to take the hint. So, we brought out the sea scooter to sweeten the deal. The sea scooter allowed us to zip around at depth, spin with the dolphins, and play with them at their speed. But unfortunately, this pod just wasn't into it, and off they went.
Well, we just had about 25 spotted dolphin swimming all around us. Unfortunately, they didn't hang out very long, so we're gonna get back on the boat so we can go find another group for round 2.
It's true that many people have been deeply moved by their encounters with these animals. And once we were back aboard the Dolphin Dream, I was afraid that we would not get to have this experience for ourselves. And as the day dragged on, our hopes grew more and more dim. But then, just as the sun started to dip low in the sky, we spotted another pod.
Here we go, dolphin time, let's do it.
This time, it was a much larger group of dolphins, and it was instantly obvious that they were excited and ready for some fun. Their distinct vocalizations and powerful swimming yet again reminded us that we were in their world, but their nudges and playfulness made us feel welcome and right at home. The game started with the dramatic freedive of the sea scooter. The dolphins gave chase, and what followed seemed to be almost choreographed. They mimicked our swimming, sometimes chasing us, and sometimes allowing us to try to chase them. But they always stayed just a fin ahead. And that bandana, I decided to give that one more chance. So I dove down as far as I could and let it go. And to my surprise, they took it. Instantly, my mind raced with excitement. Let the games begin. As soon as they had the bandana in their possession, they raced around like a well-practiced sports team, passing it back and forth to each other from their tail fins all the way to their pectoral fins, playing a nearly flawless game of keep away. And as we all chased around my bandana, which was hilariously always just out of reach, I realized we weren't just goofing around with these animals, we were communicating with them. We were communicating in sport. Because in this moment, we were playing a well-organized and coordinated game. And it was a game with rules. And the main rule was, keep the bandana away from the slowpokes, all while being good-natured and fun. Have you ever seen a dolphin smile so big? Look at that. I just can't grab it. What's most amazing about this is that this is the kind of thing that you do with friends, not with wild marine mammals. But under that mysterious deep blue surface, in a region once thought to contain the mythical fountain of youth, the spark of intelligence and friendship was clear to everyone present. I had never experienced anything like this in my entire life. It was like I was playing one of my favorite childhood games with some friends down the block. But they weren't just friends down the block. These were wild marine animals. And the connection we made through sport was proof of their incredible intelligence. And the game played on, In fact, it went on for a while, and we chased around that bandana as hard as we could. And when we began to slow and show signs of fatigue, the dolphins initiated contact with us. Almost like saying, "Good job, human. You're holding your own down here, and we appreciate your effort. Now let's keep playing." But ultimately, this wasn't our playground. This was the ocean. This was their playground. And as hard as we tried, we just couldn't keep up. And eventually, we became flat out exhausted. And then, as the sun set, our new friends said their goodbyes and swam back into the abyss. And would you believe it? They were even nice enough to give back my bandana. I'll take that, thank you very much.
That was so cool. I never thought swimming with dolphins would be so amazing, but today was quite possibly the coolest thing we've ever done.
That was awesome.
Dude, nice job. Right now, I am in the jungles of Borneo on the hunt for an assassin. This is a super creepy crawly insect that both flies and bites. And if I'm able to catch one today, I'm going to take a bite for myself to put it on the bite sting index. But there's a little catch. In addition to the pain I will experience from this bite, there's something a lot more dangerous than meets the eye. And as I'm going through it, I'm going to describe to you why you never want to be bitten by an assassin bug. We're gonna start flipping logs. We're gonna be looking on the leaves, looking on the ground, looking everywhere throughout this really dense jungle environment. There's all kinds of creepy crawlies in this rainforest. Let's search this whole area, guys. This looks really good. The assassin bug we're looking for is either gonna be orange, yellow, or red, any of which are gonna be pretty easy to pick out of this environment because we have a lot of greens and a lot of browns. The colorful pop of these bugs is not something that blends in very well out here in Borneo, but there's a reason why these bugs don't care. We'll talk about that once we find one. This is a cloud forest, and the air is thin. It makes hiking a little more challenging than we're used to. Got one, right here, right here. Get the stick. Now it could fly. Guys, if it flies, I'm gonna spring into action, but I wanna see if you can get a shot of it. You see it on that stick? There it is. We got a red one. Red assassin bug. Andrew, can you hand me a jar? Sure. Thank you. See if I can scoop it up before it flies away. All right, I'm gonna put this down. You guys ready? We're ready, Mark. Got it. Got an assassin bug. A bright red one too. All right, it's game on. Oh man, I can see its dagger-like mouth already. Let's go set up the bite table. It's go time. Oh buddy, we got a big one today. I'm ready. At least as ready as I'm gonna be. Okay, the bite that I'm about to endure from this assassin bug, this fire red insect, is not only gonna be something that really hurts, but is also a bite that's definitely going to send me to the hospital. You heard me right. After the shoot, I'm gonna have to seek medical attention for what I'm about to do. Before I tell you why, let's take a closer look at what I'm up against. Okay, here we go. Perhaps the first thing that we notice looking at this assassin bug is its coloration. Bright red, speckled with a black polka dot pattern, and then of course that easily identifiable elongated head with the proboscis sticking out of the face. And that appendage, it's what's going to inflict the pain in today's bite test. Before I tell you about why this insect is so dangerous, let's get a closer look at it so we can appreciate just how unusual this assassin bug is. Now it can fly, so we gotta keep an eye on it. But hopefully it just sits right there. This has gotta be one of the most aposematic looking insects, ooh, almost flew away there, This has got to be one of the most aposematic looking insects you could ever see. Oh. I got it, I got it. Grab your arm, let leave. Okay. Oh no. Got it. Oh. That was close. Almost got away. That was very close to ending this bite test way too soon. Woo! Got my heart racing from that sprint, guys. Okay, well, let's, I'm gonna hold it in the forceps for the rest of the presentation. How about that?
That works, Mark.
The assassin bugs here in Borneo can fly, and most assassin bugs can fly. And they range in sizes from very small insects that are called kissing bugs to very large. The largest assassin bug is called a wheel bug, and we have those in the United States. But they are not anywhere near as colorful as this one. There it is in a defensive position, attack mode, ready for battle. Let's talk about why the bite from an assassin bug hurts so bad and why they bite in the first place. It's an assassin, it's a predator. It is out there actively hunting other insects and invertebrates to eat. And the way that it incapacitates and kills its prey is by injecting with that long proboscis a digestive saliva. You can actually see a bead of it at the end of that proboscis right now. That is a digestive enzyme that when enters the body of a victim will dissolve it, and then it will use the proboscis like a straw to slurp up its insides. Oh, yeah. Okay, now let's talk about why this is such a dangerous bite for me to be taking. Some assassin bugs can spread a deadly disease called Chagas. Chagas is a condition caused by parasites, mainly found in the Americas, but has recently spread to both Asia and Australia. The reason Chagas is so deadly is because once infected, it typically goes unnoticed for many years until it silently leads to major health problems, including heart failure. The main reason I have not yet ranked assassin bug bites is because of the risk of this silent killer. But out here in Asia, it's safe enough to test this dreadful bite because the chances of me misidentifying the kissing bugs that spread it are almost zero because they do not live here. All that said, I can still get other nasty parasites from this bite, so I will be taking a full parasite blood test when I return to the United States, just to make sure I didn't catch a killer bug by accident. And on top of all of that, I have heard and read that the bite from these Bornean assassin bugs is extremely painful. So handling this insect can not only land you in a world of pain, it can land you in the hospital getting a blood test to make sure you don't get an incurable disease. And with that, I think it's time to rate the bite of the Bornean assassin bug. You guys ready?
We are, Mark. Are you sure you want to go through with this?
Not really, not really. But enough people have been wanting to know about assassin bugs in the comments. I am willing to take a bite from this one to describe the pain and to officially rate it on our BSI. I'm gonna rank this bite, like always, on 3 different factors: intimidation, pain, and aftermath. All right, guys. I think I'm as ready as I'm ever gonna be. It's time to go flesh to proboscis with the Bornean assassin bug. Got cameras ready?
We're ready, Mark.
I'm gonna do it right here on 3. Oh, this is like stabbing yourself with a bug. I don't know why, but it's a lot easier mentally to get stung by a wasp or a bee. They kind of do the work for you. This is like I'm looking at that dagger-like mouth part and I'm literally having to pop it into my own skin. I really don't like needles. Man. All right, ready? I'm Mark Benz, and I'm about to enter the bite zone with the assassin bug. On 3, 1. 2, 3. Ah! Dang it! Wow! I don't know if I got a good bite though. I gotta go again. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Ah, it's biting me. Yep, it's biting me. Ah, it's in. Oh, yeah. Ah, yeah, it's getting me. Oh, yeah. Ah. Oh. Woo. Oh, yeah, that got me. Okay. Yeah, that hurts. Oh, wow. Wow, that is instant fire. Yeah. That is like a hot poker going into your skin. Yeah. Okay. Wow. And yeah, it just keeps burning. I can feel it. I can feel venom. I can feel the venom doing damage under my skin. It feels so weird. It's just like simmering under the skin. It almost feels like the blood is boiling around the bite. That was so weird. I've never had a more instant pain from what looked to be a gentle touch. Did you guys see the proboscis? It just kind of like went out like an elephant's trunk. It went like whoop, and then touched my skin almost like a feather. It didn't like spear down like I expected. It touched the skin with the softest landing. I didn't think it was even gonna bite at first, and then I felt something from its mouth go under the skin. I don't know if you saw it. When I was pulling it out, you could see its tongue. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, dang it. It got me. And it doesn't look like much, but it sure hurts. Holy smokes. Okay, guys, well, let's roll the rating on the Bornean assassin bug. Oh. On intimidation, this assassin bug is a standout. With its bright red colors and size, it scores much higher than other assassins you will find. On top of that, they do fly and bite without warning, making them a bug of most concern that you want to avoid at all costs. For that, it's a 7.8 out of 10. On pain, the pop of searing sting was quickly followed by intense burning and welts. It was very much like a hot poker that went in without warning, a sensation that I will never forget and really ranks it up the ladder. So for that, I give it an 8.1 out of 10. For aftermath, the swelling did flare up a lot after the bite, but in the days to follow, it turned into a more typical looking mosquito bite welt. However, this bite, of course, came with the big risk of parasites, and the anxiety of that alone bumps the score up significantly. And then there's the blood test results, which I was very nervous to get, but once I had them, they luckily came back completely negative. So while a positive test would have easily made the aftermath a 10, this time I got away with a 7.3, giving this bright red assassin bug a total BSI score of a 7.7. All right, guys, in this video, we are out searching the rainforest at night in Western Borneo. This location is known for having some of the most unique animals on the planet. And our goal for tonight is to locate as many of them as possible to get up close to the cameras. Let's get searching. If you're out looking for creatures anywhere, the best time to do it is at night. Can you see blue eyes? All right, we've got a blue-eyed, angle-headed lizard. It's a type of dragon, but you can see it's got some super eccentric details. It's almost like it has a wacky hairdo with those spines up and down the back, but it's sleeping right there on that limb. We're just gonna leave it alone. It's a little too high up anyway. Let's go. When you're out night herping, Best tool you can have, headlamp. Headlamp or flashlight. The main purpose of using these lights is to illuminate the forest, but also really to get that eye shine popping off the eyes of all the nocturnal creatures that live out here in this jungle. Oh, we got something right here. See if I can get it to climb onto my hand. Another strange creature of the night. We have a spiny stick insect here. This is just a juvenile. It's not a very big one. And look how it just remains completely still. Thinks it's camouflaged on a branch. But you're not. I see you. Wow, just like pinch me with its feet. Ah! Spiny. Ah! Spike me with those sharp legs. It's got spines all up and down the legs too. All right, we've had a good look. Let's put this spiky stick back on the plant. All right, guys. One of our spotters out here hiking with us tonight just signaled that they saw something on. What do we got? Oh, perfect. Yes. This is awesome. Okay, guys, it's staying put. This is great. I can probably just get right next to it. All right. Look at the size of this amphibian. You guys can get closer. As long as I don't touch it, it's gonna stay right there. Can you guys see without my light?
Oh, perfectly.
Okay, look at how big that leaf frog is. Now this is a Wallace's flying frog. Its feet and the webs on them are so big and wide that it can actually fly through the canopy as a glider. Okay, I'm gonna attempt to pick it up. You guys ready?
We're ready, Mark.
Okay, here we go. Oh, wow. Okay. Check that out. How cool is that frog? Let me see if I can get it to just crawl on me. You seeing that?
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Get him back. Gotcha. Don't worry, buddy. We just want to see how cool you are. Don't worry. I'm gonna put you right back on your stick. The pads on the feet, in case you're wondering, are super sticky. It feels like sap on the bottom of its feet. Super tacky, and that is gonna be good for climbing all of the wet leaves and sticks out here in this rainforest. But of course, in addition to climbing, this frog can glide. The Wallace's flying frog has such large hands and back feet pads that it can soar through the canopy. Now that is one really cool leaf frog, and that's coming from someone who's seen a lot of frogs. The Wallace's flying frog here in Borneo. Let's put it back on its branch and keep searching for other creatures of the night. Too cool. All right, so sometimes you can find mammals. There's like tarsiers that live out here. There's all kinds of cool, unique stuff. And of course, this being our first major trip to Borneo, everything we find is brand new. Oh, got something on this branch. Oh my gosh, guys, come look at this. You guys have enough light to see what this is? Okay, what we have here, guys, is a dead leaf mantis. What you're looking at right there is actually a praying mantis that looks almost identical to a leaf. But let me see if I can get it to climb up on my fingers. Oh yeah. Now you can see it. Whoop. Oh, it's a hopper. I would not expect a mantis like this to fly, although I'm sure it has tiny wings. It's definitely well adapted to look just like a leaf. Now there are actually over 2,400 different species of mantis on the planet, but this one has to be the coolest I've ever seen. Now you can really see that it's a mantis. Before, when it was on the leaf, it was inverted and you couldn't see the arms, perfectly camouflaging it as a dead leaf hanging off that plant. But As much as it looks like a leaf, it is not dead. It is very alive, and make no mistake, this is a mantis. It is an assassin. It is out here looking for prey, and they are relentless, and they're highly intelligent. You combine that with being excellently camouflaged, and you have a very formidable creature. That is cool. Oh, beautiful. Now this is a fully grown mantis. This is as big as they get. Oh, hello. It's looking right at me. You're not gonna hop on me, are you? We're trying to get the shot. Look that way. Oh. It's going for my pants because it's the same color. I've been spotted. We see you. I mean, you can even see on its back just like the striations of the leaf and like the dead spots. I mean, it has so many little particular details that make it look like a leaf. A truly remarkable adaptation. Andrew, have you ever seen anything like that?
No, that's so well camouflaged. I don't know how you saw it.
Well, I saw it because it's on this bright green leaf, so it wasn't the best spot to hide for this leaf mantis, but you could see if it was down here in the leaf litter how it would just disappear. Actually, let's do that. Let's let it go and put it in the leaves and see how it just disappears. Ready? Look, you just put a few leaves around it. Just like disappears in the leaf litter. And can you imagine if it was dry? Like here's a dry leaf. I mean, look at that. Unbelievable, huh? So cool. All right, I've got to get a picture with this. Gonna get my phone out. Not often you see a mantis as bizarre as that one. You know, I've seen a lot of interesting mantis over the years, but I cannot recall one as cool looking as this. The dead leaf mantis of Borneo. How about that? Now we're gonna put it back on its leaf where we found it. Come here, Hoppy. We're gonna name this one Hopper. There you go, Hopper. Well, I would say finding the dead leaf mantis is a great star creature for this night herping adventure in the rainforest of Borneo. We saw some amazing things out here tonight. Tell us in the comments which one was your favorite. I'm Mark Vins, be brave, stay wild. We'll see you on the next adventure.
If you enjoyed that episode, make sure to search for the Brave Wilderness channel on YouTube so you can join me and the crew on our upcoming adventures.